Hey guys, today the topic of interest is how to recover from failure. So this is a very big topic and a topic that, needs to be talked about. Now, for the most part, when it comes to failure, a lot of us struggle to see failure for what it is. So we often fail to see it as just an event, which is what it is. But a lot of us tend to attach our sense of self or attach our worthiness to the event, which makes it harder for us to recover from it. So, for example, like you could be a businessman and you start a business, and then like I know the business implodes or it fails. A lot of us would tend to like create a story around that failure or create a story around that event. So, for example, you start the business, it implodes and it fails, and to yourself, you'd be like, "Oh man, I'm a bad businessman. I'm just terrible. I'm not a good businessman." And then you create that story, and then that story you continue to live out because you just accept it to be true. But the problem is you failed to see that that failure or that event was nothing more than an event, right? You just attached your sense of self to it. And you see this all the time in sports as well. So you see people who are like really gifted in sports. So like for example, I watch soccer for you Americans or football, whatever. I watch it, and a lot of the time you see like players who have like crazy ability, doing crazy things, doing an absolute madness on the field, football field, and you're thinking, how did they do that? And then they have like a run of a few bad games, right? And then after the run of a few bad games, they're never the same type of player again. People start criticizing, saying, "Oh, that player's lost it. He's not as good as he once was," and then that player begins to believe it, and then he's the shadow of the player he was once before. Or even in athletics, you can see like somebody who's winning loads of races, they lose one big race, and then all of a sudden they're running slow times. You know what I'm saying? It's because they failed to see that failure as just an event. They attach their sense of self to that event. Does that make sense? To that failure. I said failure. So in my opinion, yesterday I failed in my opinion. So like as you guys know, some of you guys may know that at the moment I've got no internet because I decided to change my internet provider because I saw faster internet. Woo! Right, but the thing is, it's not going to be available for me to use till the 3rd of January. So I've had to be utilizing live streams. So for like the next few weeks, you're going to be seeing a lot of live streams from Josh, right? So normally my video format is like I shoot a video at home on my camera and then I edit and stuff like that. But now I've been put in a position where I must do live streams. Now, live streams is outside of my comfort zone. So whether you guys know or not, like I'm agree with you. Normally when I do live stream, I am nervous as hell, like hella nervous because I'm like, oh, I gotta do this in one take. I gotta do this in one take, right? Because normally when I have my camera, I can do as many takes as I want. And very rarely do I get like a video in one take. Most times it takes me like 3 to 5 takes to do it, 3 to 5 takes to do it. So when I'm in the position of live streams, I'm like, I gotta do it right. So yesterday I shot a video, a live stream that I thought could have been more coherent. I didn't think it was like the greatest video or was as good as it could have been. The Wi-Fi was off and stuff like that. And for like when I did it, like for like a good 5 to 10 minutes, I was mildly upset. And I was beating myself down about it. But you guys have to understand that in life, nothing is either good or bad. It's just the meaning that you give to it. And oftentimes, the meaning that you give to a situation is brought about by the dominant thoughts that you have concerning that event. So you have to learn to direct your thoughts. So, for example, you have to understand that all thought is, or all your thoughts are just questions and answers. That's basically all it is. So yesterday I was asking myself some really, really lousy questions after the live stream, so I wasn't happy with it. And I was like,
Oh, how am I ever gonna be like Tony Robbins? I'm never gonna be like Tony.
but Tony Robbins is my hero. If you don't know who he is, you need to check him out. So, and I was thinking,
How am I ever gonna become the ultimate peak performance coach or the ultimate public speaker if I can't do a live stream?
so you see that when you ask yourself those lousy questions, right, you're gonna get lousy answers because that's how the brain works. Um, the brain is like a computer. So like you ask it a question, it's gonna give you an answer. So you ask bad questions, you're gonna get bad answers, right? So after beating myself down and being upset for like a mild 5 to 10 minutes, I was like, okay, right, this is not helping me. I need to ask myself new and more and better questions. So the question I started to ask myself was, okay, what can I learn from this, right? What can I learn from this? And what I learned was I could have prepared better for that live stream. Um, I couldn't really do much in the realm of me going to the library to get Wi-Fi. That happened, but I could have prepared better. Because what I did was I just wrote a few things. I thought, okay, let me quickly do a live stream without properly preparing. So that's one thing I could have done. And ask myself another question. So what have I learned from this? What I've learned from this is, you know what? Prepare better. That's it. So I applied that lesson and I've moved on, right? And that's all you can do, right? So, but a year ago, right, which is what I've noticed. A year ago, had that happened, I probably would have let that defeat me. So I would have been down about it. I would have been like,
Oh, you know what? YouTube's cancelled.
I'm canceling YouTube. I probably would have probably deactivated my account, or maybe you wouldn't seen a video from me for like another week or so. So, but I'm back, right? And this is like in anything in life, you guys have to understand that failure is gonna happen, and you have to learn to recover from it. So don't take things personally. When things don't go right, you need to ask yourself like, what can I do about it? So maybe you could be asking a girl out. Always use this when you're asking a girl out, or you're trying to start a business enterprise. If it goes wrong, you're right. Don't beat yourself up about it. You know what I'm saying? Don't take it personally. And you have to understand that the people who are really successful, the people who you really look up to, are people who have failed more times than than most people have even tried. So, like in sports, or I'm talking about football now, like statistically, or soccer, the people who score the most goals on average are the people who take the most shots per game. So you have to be willing to try. You have to be willing to do things. And in order for you to grow, and this is what the whole this YouTube channel is all about. It's all about you guys pushing yourself and getting outside of your comfort zone. So like for me doing live streams, this is outside of my comfort zone. Right? I am uncomfortable right now. Whether you can tell or not, I am very uncomfortable. And the thing about growth is for you to grow, like, or for you to make crazy progress, all you have to do is just be at your edge of your comfort zone. So you just have to be pushing just a little bit beyond your comfort zone to grow. And it's mighty uncomfortable, but that's the only way to grow. And then once you get comfortable with that level, or that realm of you being at the edge of your comfort zone grows, right? And you're able to do more and more and more. And this is what it's all about. So I want you guys to take action. So like right now, you can see me like doing live streams, things that I'm uncomfortable with at this moment in time, doing it over and over again. And I want you guys to be doing the same. I want you guys to be pushing yourself beyond your comfort zone and trying things. And if you fail, pick yourself up and go again. That's what it's all about. Because you'll never understand the stuff I teach in this video like to its fullest unless you actually try to live it. And a lot of us, the thing that stops a lot of us is that we're afraid of failure. We're afraid to learn in public. We're afraid to fall in front of other people. But the thing is, the people who criticize you the most, the people who will make fun of you, the people who will laugh at you or judge you, are the people who aren't doing anything themselves, right? People who aren't doing anything, they just sit there and they judge you. So those people don't count, right? Their opinion doesn't count, right? You ain't do none. You know what I'm saying? So don't ever let anybody discourage you and stop you from doing what you want to do. Just give it a go. Now, another point I want to make is this. Now, if you want to be able to learn to direct your thoughts, so if you want to be able to see failure as simply just as an event, see in its truest light, you need to learn to develop presence of mind. So when I'm talking about presence of mind, I mean you need to learn to observe your thoughts, to fully be aware of your thoughts. So the only reason that I realized that I was able to recover so quickly, in my opinion, in like 10 minutes, was because I was able to observe my thoughts and be aware of my thoughts. And you can often do this through meditation. And I understand meditation can sound like an overwhelming thing, because even meditation, this is something that I'm still learning to apply. Like I don't do it all the time, but this is one thing that you can do which will help you learn to develop presence of mind. So learning to be aware of your thoughts, because once you're aware of your thoughts, you can actually change them, right? So this is how you do it. So one thing you can do is when you're feeling emotional, or when you're like in a mood, or you're upset, or you're really upset, write down how you're feeling. So write down exactly how you feel. So you can say, I'm very mad right now, I'm upset that this and this happened, I'm really frustrated, yada yada yada, and just write it all down. Because writing it down is actually a form of meditation. It's a form of presence of mind, because you're writing down exactly how you're feeling and you're becoming aware of it. Because a lot of the thoughts that we have in our mind, we're not even aware of, right? They're just playing, they're just running, and they're warping our perception of reality. So, for example, it's like this. If you guys have ever been like in a sensitive mood, like if you're in a like when you're sensitive, you're in a bit of a mood. You're like, oh, you're feeling a little bit fragile. No, you see things in a different way. So somebody like one of your friends can crack a joke or make fun of you, and normally when you're in your normal mood, you laugh off the joke. You're like, ha ha ha, that's so funny. Ha ha ha. I see what you did there. They're poking fun of you. It's not that deep, right? But when you're sensitive, when you're really super sensitive, that joke that the friend will make will hurt you. You'll be like,
They don't care about me. They don't love me. The world is against me.
right? The reason that you are reacting like that, or the reason that you're interpreting it that way, is because of the emotion that you're feeling, or because of the dominant thoughts that are running in your mind. Because your emotional state is largely controlled by the dominant thoughts that are running in your mind. So once you are aware of that, once you are aware of your thoughts, you can actually change the interpretation that you give to that experience, right? If that makes sense. I really hope that made sense. But that's what I gotta say. Let me read the comments. Let's see what you're saying. Just saying, good people. That makes sense. Thank you. Yeah, I'm glad that made sense. I'm glad you're getting something out of this. But yeah, guys, don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to push yourself beyond your comfort zones. This is what life is all about. It's all about growth. So do things that push you outside your comfort zone. So like I'm really challenging you now. So if you're watching this video, like within the next 24 hours, do something that pushes you outside of your comfort zone. Do something. So if that means you're asking that girl out, you ask that girl out, and be willing to do it badly. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about being perfect. Okay, guys, that is the video of the day. So I'm not gonna delete the other video that I did yesterday that I said I wasn't happy with. I'll leave it there so you guys can watch it. But I will remake it. That's gonna happen. So guys, loving and leaving you now. Toodles. Love ya.